After my last L5P video, y'all blew up the comments about this product, and I'll admit I left it on far too long. I'm starting to question whether or not I'm even a diesel performance enthusiast. Let's go. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. If you caught that, you already know what we're talking about. That is this Banks iDash. All right. Now, when I bought this truck out of North Carolina, it already had this. Now, it was not actually installed yet, or installed on the truck, but it was located under the back seat of this vehicle right here. So, because I needed a monitor, I went ahead and threw it on there. And with all the emissions testing, all that stuff, and then once we did the calibrated Stealth 64, I left it on there, and I've left it on there for far too long. And you guys are right. Why did I leave it on so long? Well, to be honest with you, it did what I needed it to do. It told me I had it set up for 8 PIDs, EGT, boost, lift pump pressure, rail pressure, stuff like that. But today is the day I'm going to show you guys probably one of the best digital monitors for any modern diesel truck with an add-on. It's the same setup I run on my dually as well. It is an Edge CTS 3 with some modifications. But for those of you guys wondering why I left it on there, purely because I was lazy and it came with the truck and it really wasn't that important. All those numbers back then were just numbers. Now that we are running a modified fuel system, modified air system, built trans, all that stuff in the works, as well as potentially some nitrous, I want to make sure we have good data and a better screen. Now, a lot of you people always ask me, what's my beef with Banks? Well, to be honest with you, okay, I don't think Banks Power makes a bad product. I think there's a couple of products where I definitely think the fit and finish could be better. I think the Monster Ram on the 6.7 Cummins has a significant problem with the injection line breaking. I think the Monster Ram for the 5.9 leaks boost all the time from the studs that hold it down. I also think some of the prices, in my opinion, are just astronomically ridiculous. However, if you find yourself angry about any of these comments, I'm going to go out on a limb here and say you're somewhere between the ages of 30 to 55 years old. The diesel pickup truck is what you tow your camper with, and you probably enjoy the simpler things in life, and that's okay. Everyone needs a 50 horsepower throttle booster, 9,000, and they want their truck on stock wheels and tires. You know, I'm upsetting a lot of people that have a lot of Will Terry's opinions on diesel performance. Now, Will Terry obviously is a performance enthusiast, but the stock wheel and tire joke, you guys get it. So, in a nutshell, I don't hate Gale Banks. I think they deploy extremely targeted marketing campaigns, and I think perhaps at times they may exaggerate the problem and offer an amazing solution. But again, it's a free country, guys. You spend your money how you want to spend your money. I just refuse to support a company that doesn't support the things that I do, all right? Now, without further ado, here is our Edge CTS 3 setup, all right, guys? So this is nothing new for us. The Edge CTS 3, probably the most common digital monitor on the market, all right? Installs really well. I did go ahead and buy the Edge CTS 3 mount for an L5P Duramax. It's going to mount on the window, very similar to our, let me think here, to our dually. It doesn't suction cup to the window, unlike the Banks one. But this is an add-on. They do include it with a suction cup. And then here, this is the meat and potatoes, guys, right here. This kit. 98623. It is a street diesel EAS expansion kit. All right. Now, a lot of you guys that buy the CTS 3 probably know about the EGT probe. A lot of guys that I install these on, they want the EGT probe. Well, imagine for just about double the price. So I think these kits are like $350. So you'd be all into this about $850. But you get an expansion kit. you get your EGT probe that you guys already want anyway. And on top of that, you guys get 200 PSI boost sensors, all right, with the assorted wiring harness. Now, where that comes in handy is if you are running a truck, let's say an L5P or a Cummins or something else, and you want to read boost pressure past the factory map sensor, right? But you like the reliability for tuning of the OEM map sensor, because in my opinion, I have yet to have a 10-bar map sensor hold up for an extended period of time without having erratic readings, leaving me stranded, or leaking boost. I said what I said. I mean no harm to anybody that's selling them, but I have had zero luck, and I have tried every 10-bar map sensor that I can get my hands on. So we leave the OEM map sensor because realistically, at 38 pounds, 37 pounds of boost, that's on you, the driver, to do it anyway. So here are your EGT sensor and your two pressure sensors. Now, you could do a 300 and a 100 and do line pressure on this for like a 48 truck. You could also do it, 68s already have the electronic PID. A lot of guys were asking how I got the lift pump pressure out of our air dog on my dually. So one of these sensors reads boost. One of these sensors reads the air dog pressure. Now on this particular truck right now, we are going to have one of these pressure sensors read the boost pressure, and we are going to have another one of these sensors that I haven't quite figured out where I want to put it just yet. And then our EGT probe will obviously go inside of our exhaust manifold. These PPE manifolds have the exhaust manifold port on the driver's side, which makes sense. All the wires are there. Now, what I love about this kit is you could still expand upon it. And if you go on to Edge's website or even XDP's website, there are many different flavors of this kit for different prices. You could get multiple EGTs, extra add-ons for boost pressure, stuff like that. And this kit is all plug and play. As you can see here, all the harness is terminated. Now, bear in mind, Edge pays me nothing to do this. I get my dealer discount with XDP, thanks David, and I go about my life. So this is what we're installing. And again, the reason why, twofold, all right? I want to be able to know what our EGTs are in the manifold without relying on an OEM sensor on that side. So we'll get a nice balanced reading there. I also want to be able to see what our turbo boost is doing past our factory map sensor. And when we go to install our Max 5, we will also now have a good wire to piggyback off of, and we will have a 0 to 100 boost pressure sensor to give us a reading for our Max 5. So that way we have accurate nitrous input on our single turbocharger setup. And I wanted to get rid of the suction cup. So we have this. Step one, we're gonna have to get rid of this bankside dash. Shouldn't be too hard. I remember installing it in the dealership parking lot. Okay, in with the new, out with the old. I will post this on Facebook Marketplace and see what we get for it. But there it is, guys. Got our Edge CTS 3 mounted in our truck. Ran the new cable through the side paneling there. And now we're gonna go ahead and hook up our gauges, which honestly isn't very hard. I'm gonna go ahead, pull our wheel well liner out to expose our EGT port for the driver's side. And then I'll show you guys under the hood. I already got our boost stuff kind of figured out. And I'll show you the upgrade we did to our air dog as well. We have the driver's side wheel well liner out. And we are pulling our EGT probe right here. This plug, won't lie, could be in a better spot, but you know what? Us Duramax guys, I guess we're just used to it. So now I got ratchet on there, let's buzz that out. So I'm not sure if you guys will be able to see in there, but there's our EGT probe right there. I got the wire ran over here. And now we're gonna make all of our underhood connections, which is actually pretty easy. I'm gonna tuck them in the corner here. And our boost pressure sensor, there's the temp one that I put in there to make sure everything would fit. Have our 2 pressure sensors loomed and our accessory wire. We linked that into the signal of this boost pressure sensor, and that will come in handy later. You guys will just have to wait and see, but we needed a boost reference off of our boost gauge. So now I'm gonna go ahead under here, swap our pressure sensors out. So we got this temporary one in here, and you guys can also see we made a little T down here, and there's this signal line coming off to this regulator. This regulator then goes back to our air dog. And essentially, as we make more boost pressure, the regulator cranks up the pressure on the air dog. So that way we get proper fuel flow under full throttle with high load of boost. So got that done. I'm gonna get this sensor thrown in. Loctite 545 does the job, and then we will keep moving on. I'm not sure what I'm gonna do with our other pressure sensor just yet. And lastly, I did blow a hole in my ship right here. You guys can see, put a little hole there. I'm gonna put some loom through it and then slip a smaller loom through it. I think we might have to run some more wires through it, so I don't want to get too carried away. Sensor hooked up, wiring tucked into this corner and into the fender there. Got our wiring done under here, fender will go there. And then we have our signal wire, which is this guy right here that we will use at a later date. We have our Edge, our stuff to hook up our Edge EAS right here. So we'll clip that in, and before we put everything back together, let's make sure it all works, shall we? Okay, so you're gonna unplug your EGT or EAS, and then it's gonna ask you the next time you key it on to plug them on. Sorry, it's hot guys, so I'm turning the air on. Y'all can deal with it. Okay, so we have our EAS EGT and display name. We'll put what I normally do, EGT LOL. Takes a minute. I will say, you'd think for 2026 we could get some devices that are a little better. Okay, so that sensor right there, input A, that's the one I did, so that's gonna be boosts. And we're gonna wanna scale that. Now, there you go. Edge has a couple of sensors. Now, I struggled with this last time. You guys can see all the different configurations they have here. But I think it's, let's see here. I think it's this one. But for some reason last time, I think that was wrong. Current settings, 5 volt, 0 to 100. Exits, display units, exit. Okay, I think that's it, but I could be wrong. So now you guys can see I got boost and boostesses. I like to make sure that my boostesses is calibrated to my boosts. So we go right here, boost is this upper left, boostesses is the middle. Turn our traction control off here. And stability track. Try that again with a little more fuel. Okay, not too bad. Not sure why our rail pressure is at 0, but we shall potentially figure that out. Well, folks, there you have it. You guys see our Edge EGT and boost sensor. I am about to shoot another video after this, so we are not going to drive it on this video, but I promise we will do another driving video. We have been working through the tuning side of stuff. Dom has been phenomenal. We are, I think, 4 or 5 revisions in, and we have made extreme amount of progress. One thing I just noticed though, when we tried to spool it up, it's kind of hitting the limiter, so we'll log that, and it's just repetition. But I do think with the trans and the new converter and stuff, I do think it's going to get a lot better. We do have a tentative date for that. It's like mid to end July, or actually mid-July. We're going to go up there and build it. Big thank you to Firepunk and RJ for getting it set up, and then WP Developments for our converter. We're going with a BXN10 converter and a 1500 horsepower competition transmission parts kit from Firepunk. So hopefully we got everything we need, and now we have at least a good way to monitor it. We can monitor our torque converter slip, all of our engine parameters, as well as a real EGT that I can rely on, a good boost gauge that goes past the factory settings, and we have our boost sensor signal for later on. So again, that is the EAS kit. I've had great luck with it. This is the second time I've installed it on a personal truck of mine. I installed several on other people's trucks, and there are different levels. There's ones with more pressures and more temps and all that. I knew I just needed the kind of the bare bones for this, because we're gonna guess at a lot of the other stuff. But yeah, guys, hopefully you're liking this one. Appreciate all the merch purchases. You guys are awesome. Drop your comments down below. Subscribe if you are not already. And as always, I'll catch y'all on the next one.